but love being part of this community, love seeing you all interact with each other and getting to hang out with you. Um, so yes, I currently am getting my PhD at George Mason, where I'm also teaching in the honors college. And I'm studying sociology, specifically how video game narratives can impact society and how it can kind of bridge the gap between players and creators, and build a stronger industry. And I also teach undergraduate students how to critically analyze video game narratives through theory. So that was kind of my really weird entry point into the industry without having actually been in it. I'd been industry adjacent before. I've worked for Anime Expo. I worked for A24, so I've been in animation or entertainment spaces. But I wanted a little more out of understanding video games and what could be done with them. So that's how I ended up going back to school for my doctorate. And it has been a really awesome way to get into this space that I hadn't thought of before. Um, so yeah, I kind of just wanted to bring that up because I feel like a lot of people, don't really realize that that's a way that you can get in. Is if you are able to, of course, get an education in different ways about the industry or different ways that you can contribute to it. That's been a lot of the conversation opener when I've gotten volunteer opportunities in the industry is people are interested in the fact that I'm coming at this from an academic angle. And it's been, really cool to see how people are um, engaging with it in this way more and more now. And I've had developers who are actually interested in my work, which I hadn't, you know, thought would happen before. So that's been really nice to see. But there's a lot that you can kind of get from bridging this more socio-political approach to the development approach that can help make games really awesome. Um, and so I kind of just wanted to gauge, where are y'all coming from? What's your background? What are you either working in now or hoping to work in? If y'all want to put it into the chat. Or raise your hand. Yeah, of course. Happy to bring y'all up too. Chat. Okay. Somebody coming up. I think I invited. There we go. Hey, how are you
Hello.
doing?
Hi, Serena. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Willie? How are you, Justin? Hello. Mm, okay, okay. So my background is like I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm from Ooty. It's in Tamil Nadu, India. I'm from Tamil
Mhm,
Nadu, basically. Uh, I'm an ex game designer. I used to work on educational games. I used to work in a company called Byju's until 2023 end. Until 2022, I used to work there. And
mhm,
the company had to shut down, and I had to shift domains as a full stack developer. And I worked till Jan 2024, and I left my job because I didn't like that job much because working in games industry is something different. It's fun,
mhm,
engaging, and then more of the I love the people from the gaming industry. It's more about the people rather than the work.
mhm.
So I'm trying to get back into actual games. So it's really tough right now because industry is being competitive, layoffs and things like that. But
Yeah.
uh, but simultaneously, I'm like kind of making small games, participating in game channels, and I do podcasts as well. Like I
Mhm.
do interview veterans and I ask them to do some mentorship, which will be useful for me as well as for the other aspiring game developers.
That's
Well, because
awesome.
some because sometimes what people think is that sometimes people confuse with a game designer and a 3D artist. Like if they say I'm a game designer, they ask, do you do modeling. I'm like, no, they both are two dead opposite things.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of different roles that kind of get plunked together that people don't realize that there's a lot of separate specialization in there. Um, but yeah, that's awesome. So you said that you're working on a small game yourself right now?
No, it was a jam game which I've
Mhm.
submitted. But right now I'm thinking of another game. Like I'm thinking of joining another game jam and making a game right now. But right now,
Awesome.
yeah, thinking right now, I have to see to that. But simultaneously, I'm like applying for jobs. But
Mhm.
and at the same time, I'm trying to bring in as many. I'm trying to interview as many veterans as possible. Possible. Like I did one interview regarding game production. I did that,
Mhm.
and it really went well. I think a lot of game producers, like a lot of aspiring game producers, liked it. I'm simultaneously like kind of bringing in game designers, but based on their availability, right? Because if they are available, then only I can like interview them. So based on their
Yeah.
availability, wait for a while, and we'll see. We'll see like how future sessions might come up. And see how it works. Because I never done a podcast before, so the first.
Mhm.
ever- So I just thought, why don't we give it a try? Try something
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, that's great. And I think this is just like, the perfect first example as to other ways that you can kind of, keep your hands in the industry and stay involved and, keep your name out there. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Mm. Thanks for the opportunity, Serena, and thank you,
Of
Justin.
course. Yeah, thank you for joining us. Okay,
Thank
I
you.
think Luke is next. Hop on up, Luke.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Doing good, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course. I've been having my eyes on this community for a while, and it's been really cool to look at everything going on here.
Yeah, thanks for being here. That's great. So yeah,
hmm
tell us about yourself.
So, I am currently in the casino industry.
Mhm,
I am a marketing supervisor there, and I am currently just like trying to pivot to join the gaming industry
mhm,
because when I first started out when I was in college, I was a computer science major, and I thought what I wanted to do was make games, and then I realized
mhm,
my brain was not wired for that in the slightest. Like I love to see it all, but I just can't do it.
mhm,
So then I switched over to be like entrepreneurship and marketing, and I just kind of put working in games on the shelf for like a
mhm.
while, but I've just kind of like constantly found myself just like coming back to it. And recently I've been a lot more intentional about it, and I've been looking for more like business development, like sales, not so much marketing, but like in account management roles.
Mhm.
And like I've just been building up like my leadership experience, and just to be able to blend that somehow and with my passion for games. And I've just been talking to people, and that's where I'm at.
That's awesome. That's great. I think hanging on to that passion is super important. I think it's really easy for people to, get discouraged, especially lately with everything that's going on. But I think, the most important thing is, having a job that lets you put food on the table, right? And keeps you going, and then finding ways to still be involved in what you love, and hopefully down the road it gets you to that role that you want. So I think that's awesome that you're working to pivot towards that.
I agree. It's been a lot of fun talking with people, and I've been really trying to. I've been looking for indies to like help give some of my time to, and like I've been on like the what is it like the Work with Indies site. There's been a lot of cool roles there. Talked to some people, but I just haven't found quite the right one yet. But
Mhm.
finding roles like that seems fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Work with Indies is a great site. And I don't know if you've also looked in the opportunities that are listed in the channels we have here under job opportunities. Sometimes some really cool things pop up in there.
Oh yeah, the job postings. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually had to carve out every Tuesday of my week because I just find myself just being really busy in the afternoons and like busy at
Mhm.
work, and I just find myself in a rut where I'm like, I want to leave, but I don't have time to do anything. So I had to set aside all my Tuesday afternoons just devoted to only looking for jobs and like applying for jobs and talking to people. So,
Yeah.
and I just saw this went live, so I'm like, I'll join.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, glad to have.
Mhm. That's great to hear. And I don't mean to take up much more of your time. I have one question because I want to give, I believe is that Michael. I want to give them some time to speak. But when you said partnerships, do you mind elaborating on that? What exactly do you mean by that? I see. Yeah. So like kind of like co-promoting a bit. Sweet. That's good to hear. Well, that's really just all I really had to say. But I can step down from the podium here. But I really appreciate y'all giving me a little bit of spotlight here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for being here.
Hmm.
Before we move on to the next speaker, I just want to acknowledge some of the people who wrote in the chat. We have people coming from graphic design, 3D animation student, looking into a PhD, awesome, business dev, content marketing. It's cool to see where some of you came from and where you're pivoting to. Interdisciplinary studies focusing in psychological game design. That's very cool. Actually, that is very helpful with designing games. That's awesome. There's some great books on how psychology and neuroscience can impact game design and help keep players engaged. Yeah, awesome. Thanks y'all for sharing. And now let's bring up our speaker. Where did that button go?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, here. Hey, how are you?
Hello. I feel like the last time I was here, I think it was from a different account because fortunately my main account got hacked. And
Oh, sorry to hear that.
yeah, actually that was something that I already like said it before, like with like playtesting online, which is it's great, like it's good like to help everyone, but sometimes it could get it could get dangerous, so it's good to keep safe and like know how to be sure that the person that you're helping is not a hacker.
Yeah, that's been a big problem on Discord lately, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Michal. I'm an Unreal Authorized Instructor. I'm now a part of the IGDA and I am teaching mentoring Unreal Engine, like Blueprint and C++.
Mhm. That's awesome. Oh, wait, I actually didn't know you could do that. Now I have to see if we have a local chapter where I'm at. Yeah. Mhm. I wrote. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, I joined. I in the previous I gave a lecture also at the IGDA, and now that I saw that they were looking for leaders, then I decided like to join because as a mentor, I always like look for opportunities that I could create like networkings for like my students or other people like that I see, or like creating like organizing game jams like or helping like students or like other people like join or collaborate on other game jam like the global game jam or uh, right now we had like the IGN game jam, and I'm pretty sure yeah we joined as a team of 5 and we actually took first place, which was really nice.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, getting like the lines of more lines in the CV. That's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And that is the tricky thing, adding more but keeping it concise, right? Um I don't know about you, but I have a weird CV where mine is a mix of academia and industry. So it's like 3 pages long, and I can't go longer than that. So I have to figure out how to condense things moving forward the more
I s-
experience I get.
I heard Kelly Bender actually talked about like how do you make your CV if you have like a lot of like details. How do you actually need to tailor your CV based on the
Mhm.
place that you're going towards. So if there is some experience that is more would benefit the people the studio that you're going for, that's something that would be better to include rather than maybe there are other things that they they wouldn't mind that much like
Mhm.
it, and it really depends on um the studio that you're going for.
Yeah, the studio and the role, all that
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was Michal.
Yeah, Michal Fried.
All right. Thank you.
You can say whatever. I think people misspelled my name in every single way. I am in the Jewish community seat right now, so haven't really decided on all the like the roles of every person because it's not really voting. It's more a volunteer. So we're going to have probably going to be 3 leaders for the SIG, and someone is going to take the chair, the co-chair, and the treasurer for yeah building the community.
Yeah. It's,
Hmm.
yes. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate you
very much.
chatting with us. Of course. I believe we have Jacob up next. I love getting to chat with folks. This is fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Jacob. I think I've been in this space like a few weeks ago. I haven't been in any of these calls for a few weeks. Um, I I just recently graduated from RIT, and
Yay.
I'm currently trying to find jobs in the industry, trying to find programming jobs. But at the moment, I'm talking to people, connecting with others. Uh, I recently got in touch with someone that Amir pointed me towards personally.
Great.
Well, not personally, but it was during one of these events. He pointed me towards one of those people,
Mhm.
and I'm going to be talking to her in like a week and a half from now.
Oh, that's great. That's
And I
awesome. Those
also
calls
recently.
are important.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you first.
Oh, I was just saying that having the opportunity to have those conversations is really important.
Yeah, it is. I actually also recently networked with a few people from my school, and we just started a group chat. And hopefully I'll be able to drive up to where they are so we can hang out more.
Yeah, that's awesome. And remind me where your school is, RIT.
RIT, yeah.
Yeah, where is that again? I can't remember what it stands for. I'm
Rochester
so
Institute of Technology.
Oh, okay. So you are already
It's
in New York.
Yep, I am already in New York. Not upstate though.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you have? How many years ago?
Oh,
Oh, I
wow.
wasn't there. I was not there. Oh my god. I already had graduated. Was it couldn't have been Sten, right? Yeah. Mhm. Top top 10 in Smash Brothers. Yeah, they have a lot of League, Overwatch, just like Riot Games and Smash Brothers and even fighting game players. Oh man. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So I know that like one of the topics was pivoting. What if I don't want to pivot from the gaming industry to another industry? What if I just want to do stuff like with interactive components?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can still definitely strive towards that. It just it depends on how loosely you may be willing to play with the word interactive, I guess. I mean, like there's ed tech. So if you can stay like, programming or software adjacent, that still translates over to gaming really well. And something that people don't always realize is it kind of goes back actually to what Justin was talking about with doing promotional stuff. Working events translates over really well too, especially, I mean, if you can find event spaces that are entertainment.
Originally Originally, I was gonna do volunteering for a local convention back when I was at
Mhm.
RIT, but then I kind of fell off because school's hard and I needed to get
Yeah.
my studies intact. But I did do some online volunteering for an online convention,
Mhm.
and while that is good experience, I do not want that headache ever again dealing with uh well, there are very nice people in the server, very nice attendees. I am just afraid of attending with the bad eggs out there, the
Mm.
ones that you have to whisper to your fellow coworkers about when something's happening.
Well, I will say that I think even if you're not dealing with attendees, you may have jobs where you have that be the case with coworkers. right? I think there can always be an experience where there's bad eggs or bad actors, and you kind of have to be able to navigate around them. To a degree, right? I mean, if someone is, of course,
Exactly.
uncomfortably a bad egg, where they're making it difficult for other people to be in that space, that maybe is a different conversation. The worst eggs, yes.
Yes, the
um,
worst eggs, they're terrible. I've encountered a few, and, I don't wanna talk about it here. It's a professional space.
Yeah, well, I think, I would definitely, like I said, I'd look into how loose you're willing to be with the word interactive. And Justin, I don't know if you want to add to that too, but I do think I've seen people get jobs in games coming from fields that are like totally unrelated, because they're able to show, like prove how their work translates over. And they also just have knowledge of games in the industry, which of course helps. But yeah, just I don't know if you want to add to that as well. Um,
What if
so uh,
I
Go
oh,
ahead. Yeah, sorry, Jacob.
no, you can go ahead if you can go ahead if you want.
No, no, it's your question, so you go ahead.
Right. Okay. Okay. So what if I don't want to pivot from games, but I still want to pivot to something in sort of the interactive space? Like I heard from a lot of sources that the medical field in software could be quote unquote interactive. Oh my god. Mhm. Mm, I see.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you for your input. It is very valuable. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think that goes back also to what Michal had said about having that catered resume, based on the job that you're applying to, and doing just what Justin said is how can you demonstrate that you do have the skills, so that they are willing to give you the interview. So I think it may not be the ideal path to not start out directly in games, but the best example is, Amir, who said how many years was it, Justin, that he was trying to get into games and he didn't get in until, 15 years. Mm, mm. I'm sorry, I started laughing at the GIF, Tyrone. I just wasn't expecting it. Um, but yeah, and also Shelby in the chat said she's had coworkers from traditional sports, education, social work industries, and more. Um, I'm gonna put Shelby on the spot. Hi, Shelby. We used to work for Anime Expo together. Thanks for being here. And then Jack in the chat mentioned interactive experiences at theme parks. That's also, if you all have heard of like Imagineers with Disney, right? Um, Getting to even work with like God, George Lucas has an education foundation. Anything where you can even be just like entertainment adjacent um, can at least get you into a conversation about how that can be transferable. Um, so I would just do what you can to stay close, but also making sure that you're looking after the longevity of your career.
Right. Anyways, I should probably give it to the next person. Thank you to both so much for having me and taking the time to talk.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Did anyone else want to hop on up, or do y'all have questions? Oh, oh, there we go. Thank you.
Hi. Nice to
Hello.
meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. How are you doing?
Very well. I basically new in the community.
Well,
I
welcome.
joined, yeah, a few hours ago, and I saw the community night and I say, okay, maybe, yeah, I can with everyone here. Uh, well, I'm kind of nervous, not gonna lie.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Also,
No need to.
my English is kind of bad, but I will try.
No, you're
um,
totally fine.
thank you.
Mhm.
Well, I'm Andrea. I'm a 3D artist. Uh, I'm actually a game designer. I graduate as a game designer
Mhm.
here in Peru. Unfortunately, here in Peru, the industry of gaming it's really tiny,
Mhm.
and I can't afford a job basically.
Mhm.
I tried as making commission of art, uh, making 3D props, selling it. Also, I'm studying as another software for architecture, like
Mhm.
AutoCAD and V-Ray and other stuff for get a job. Uh, and basically, I try to get jobs in remote because
Mhm.
I here in Peru I can't afford any job. I try to facilitate in art games, Bantam, boomerware technologies, even the most famous industry of games here in Peru, which is Leap Game Studios, but I didn't receive any answer. And well, And when I tried to look for jobs on remote for volunteer work, oh, sorry, even for volunteer or not, uh, they didn't answer to me, unfortunately.
Okay.
I try also to join another communities, for example, FemDeps. Here in Peru, we have a group of FemDeps. They suggest me to go to the GDC, and they try to encourage me, but I can afford it. So I don't know exactly what to do. I need recommendations, to be honest. What can I do in these cases?
Yeah, well, I think it's tricky, right? I don't have much knowledge about the work in the region that you're from, but I know that in the Middle East, I mean, people essentially have to either go to Dubai or Saudi Arabia, and if they're anywhere else, it's, you have to just get lucky, right? And so it can be tricky in those areas where there isn't a lot of opportunity. Um, but I do think, I think it's great that you've been reaching out to volunteer spaces. Oh, and Shelby just posted something in there for you. Definitely take a look at that. But I think volunteering
Oh,
while you're doing whatever other work you may need to do just to support yourself is great. Justin mentioned Games for Love, and I believe that they work with people internationally, don't they, Justin? Yeah.
hmm 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 Okay. So I just keep working not only in Latin America, also from other countries. That's what you're trying to say, basically, right? Uh,
I'm not sure if. Oh, go ahead, Justin. Okay.
uh,
Mm.
mm, well, I'm more into 3D modelers, characters. Say, yeah. Mhm.
You're totally.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, well, me and my group of friends, which we study the career, um, we are going to participate in basically it's like a government event that we made here in Peru. Um, basically, the Minister of Culture, uh, they make like an event called Renka, and it there have a section for basically make like a demo for a video game, and the winner can create like your company. Basically, it's a stimulation for create a or the start set of a company with that money.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, so we are going to try to participate. As I'm concerned, the event starts in June, so yeah.
That's really great. I wish you luck with that. And please do, share your progress